Today I had the very important task of making my daughter a Glinda crown to go with her Glinda Halloween costume that we got at Target. The costume was almost $40 and all of the accessories were sold separate, which is criminal for a kid's costume in my opinion, but we're gonna make her a crown instead of buying all of the accessories. I just used a piece of paper to make a template. I found this fabric at Joann, which I thought was perfect. I'm just pinning my template to my exterior fabric. Now I have not included seam allowance in this because I kind of find it hard to see the big picture when I'm making a template and also including seam allowance. So I'll make it to the exact size that I want and then just cut out my exterior fabric a 1/4 inch bigger on all of the sides to account for my seam allowance. That way I know my crown is the size that I want it to be and there is seam allowance included as well. So now I have a big template that I can use to cut out my lining and also my batting. So I just cut everything else to this size because I know it has seam allowance. So hopefully that helps you. I don't know if everyone does theirs like that, but it ended up being 12 inches across and from top to bottom it was 6.5 with seam allowance. And then I went ahead and I cut 2 ribbons at 14.5 inches. So we've got right side up, batting is on the bottom, right side up on the exterior, and then ribbon right side down if it has a pattern. Mine has glitter on it. So I'm just pinning it here in the middle, and then I do have a little bit of overhang just to make sure I get it in the seam. And then I'm going to put my lining right side down if it had a pattern, and I'm just going to clip it in place. I'm going to sew all the way around a 1/4 inch seam allowance, leaving a gap right there at the bottom. This can be a little tricky because it's just a weird shape. The trick is to keep your presser foot, the edge of it, lined up with the edge of your fabric. So I'm going to show you here. You can see my needle is a little bit down from my edge of my fabric, and I just use my hand crank to kind of move it over to where I think a 1/4 inches, and then when I pivot my fabric, my presser foot is lined up right on the edge. Hopefully that makes sense and you can see it. I'm just going to clip off my corners and the extra ribbon, and then I'm also going to cut some slits in the little dips so that those turn out really nice, and then I'm going to turn it right side out through the opening in the bottom and use something kind of pointy to poke out your crown, all of those points. And then we're just going to fold in that opening, and we're going to top stitch all the way around to close that up and also finish. This turned out really cute and it's really comfortable, so she can wear it all night trick-or-treating and I don't have to carry it around, and she can continue to use it for dress up as well.